Here we go. Kentucky Bias Podcast, episode 1. Book it. All right, let's go. Who
All right,
wants
how we all
to?
doing today, guys?
Yeah, how are we all doing today, guys? What are we doing?
I'm watching Alabama and
Mhm.
Illinois.
I am
Got that
great.
on.
I don't know.
I I'm trying to follow the Florida volleyball game for some reason, but
I,
I guess we can just start with I don't know, some takeaways from the game against Lipscomb. I think that's a good start. I think we can just get right into it. Waste no time.
I think one thing I noticed, they held us to like only 10 assists on 30 some baskets, but we still managed 97 points. I think
Hmm.
this offense is going to, figure out ways to score against any team. I mean, they're not good, but that's
I
a
mean,
good sign.
we've gotten shown a bunch of different looks, a bunch of different situations, and I think we've found a semi-efficient way at least to score in every single one. So I think it really bodes well. I mean, the shots weren't exactly falling. I think against Lipscomb, and we've still found a way to score nearly 100. I mean, it's kind of hard to not get super excited already. I know we have the Duke win in our pocket, which is really nice already. It's been a while since we've won one of those, but I mean, upcoming schedule, who do we got coming up? Like, what are we?
Jackson
Jackson
Friday.
State.
Jackson State.
They're 0-4, about to be 0-5.
Okay. That should be when's the next real opponent?
Clemson.
Clemson. That one, I think that one will be tough.
They're playing
Really
Lincoln.
tough.
And then right after that, it's gonna be Gonzaga, like 3-8 or something. Quick turnaround.
It is. It goes from 0 to 100 really fast. Uh, I mean, Taryn, did you have any notes from Lipscomb, do you think?
I don't know. I just thought that I was really worried about when we face an Alabama type team that it's going to light us in the ass because we left a
Hmm.
lot of wide open dudes and we left a wide open dudes against Duke too. So I guess Alabama's really the only team I'm worried about with that. I'm not really sure who else is great with that sort of thing. It's not Arkansas.
I think the only teams I've seen that I think are better than us at the moment is Gonzaga and
They're
I
all
mean Auburn. Yeah, Auburn definitely. I think Auburn would beat us at the moment, but that's just because of how good they are, and that's not a testament to us, I don't think.
yeah.
But like, I just think Auburn's already very tournament ready. It just looks like the team
Oh yeah.
chemistry is there. It looks like
Ah,
Bruce has those puppies in order, really, and I'm excited to see what they do. I think, especially in the conference play, see how many games they can really win.
I'm interested about the chemistry with that plane fight.
Yeah, a
And it
supposed
didn't hurt
horseplay
them, I
incident.
guess.
I guess it lit a fire under their ass or something. I mean,
Mhm.
who? I
Wait,
mean, who
wasn't
is
that
it
before?
between?
That was before the Houston game, wasn't it?
Before
Like
Houston game, day before, yeah,
Houston.
or it was the day
Yeah.
of, I believe,
Okay.
Night right before.
the night before. Okay, yeah. Tara, do you remember who was involved?
Um,
Cannot recall. I know. I
number
think I remember
three,
one name.
Kai
Uh,
Howard.
yeah, Ja'Kai Howard and Jaheim Hudson.
Jaheim Hudson. Okay. Yeah.
But neither of them are real high limitation, so it didn't hurt them.
I guess it didn't seem like a super serious incident, but I don't know. It got mentioned a lot on that broadcast, so it was very interesting. Surprised we didn't hear more about that or like anything like the Todd Golden situation. I mean, a lot of that I think we're just kind of waiting on to hear more from,
Sure.
especially that situation over there in Florida. I mean, so always something going on at that university. But yeah, I off the tangent there, but like I think really highly of that Lipscomb performance. I think just overall play. I mean, just like energy, knowing it's a bye game. Just coming out, showing the same intensity that you'll show against Duke or anyone of that caliber is something that a well coached team will do. And I just really like the green flags that we're seeing.
Hmm.
Yeah. How about with Mark Pope? He said that the team wasn't even thinking about having a letdown game. I think that's the mindset we need to have. any team you've had. Like the last few years with Coach Cal, it was win a big game and then you drop a stinker right at it.
Yeah.
You know, with Michigan State 2019, then losing to Evansville, Miami last year, and then UNCW literally the game right after.
Yeah. It's just it was becoming a very bad trend, and it really just makes you excited for the tournament already. Like what a well-coached team has shown to do over the last couple of years is really giving me a lot of hope. And just seeing kind of like comparing the performances between Arkansas, Kentucky so far, I think it just makes me feel a lot better about what we've done over the offseason, I guess, and just pushing the program in the way that we should.
Yeah, definitely.
Everybody was a little afraid with Cal PTSD last night with the like Hoop said, coming out and dropping a game to Evansville after Michigan State.
Yeah.
Several
I
people
mean,
were
like
worried.
last year, we lost to UNC Wilmington, like right after beating #8 Miami by what 22 in Rupp.
Yeah, something
So
like that.
I
It
mean,
it
very
just
next game. So
it's always hard to follow up a win.
How about this? Mark Pope is 3-0 on that court that Cal lost to UNCW on.
Hang the banner for that one. I don't care. I've seen enough.
No, I'm just kidding, bro.
But yeah, the court's sweet too. Love it.
it's a
They
lot
got it.
better than the central bank stickers that were on it before.
Yeah.
Those are
We
awful
deserve to lose with
blocks.
those things. Yeah,
I mean, they're completely capable of going undefeated at home this year.
that's what I think. I mean, you
Yeah,
drop the game in Seattle. Who cares? I mean, what's really the toughest home game? Tennessee? Does Bama face a tough
Tennessee,
route?
Auburn. We get Alabama at home as well.
Yeah,
That'll be
I
tough.
think take two of those. Take two of those, and I'm feeling really good.
I
Which
think they
one's
need to keep the Auburn streak alive. They haven't won in Rupp since 1988.
that way? Yeah, that one's important. That one's important. Trip, what are you thinking? You thinking Gonzaga first drop?
did you say the first loss? Would you say?
Yeah, yeah, first loss.
Um, yeah, I don't know. They worry me, especially like coming off at Clemson just a few days later. Um, I know. I mean, I know we can win, but I just don't like playing those games back to back. If it was maybe a few weeks spaced out, we'd have a better chance. But I just think that'll be the first loss.
Yeah, it's coming off the ACC SEC challenge. I mean, I think we'll be. I don't know if we'll be beat up, but I think we won't be completely fully 100%. And I just it has the recipe for like a 10-point Gonzaga win. I think we'll hang there till the end, but I think they're just gonna maybe out
I
talent
mean,
us, maybe just I'll experience us too.
if we do win that game, though, I mean, we honestly have probably the best case for #1 in the country,
I
and
would
that would just be crazy.
because I mean after that it's Ohio State. Like that's like
Hmm.
the really one you really got to look out for. And I they do worry me, but not to the sense that if we beat Gonzaga, I'm not sweating anything till conference play. Hoops, do you know who we open with?
Florida, I
SEC?
think,
Florida. Oh, that's gonna be fun.
at home.
That one, I think we'll edge that one out for sure.
That'll be a fun one. High scoring.
Oh,
Well,
Patino had
Clayton.
some big games
Yeah.
against Florida.
What was it?
But Patino had some good games against Florida. We're gonna renew that rivalry for real. Mike
Oh,
White
yeah.
can kill it.
Definitely.
It's fun having Todd Golden there. I think he's gonna bring them back to some level of prominence.
Yeah, the
And I
two.
think I think basketball's fun with Florida's good.
I mean, like, what's the also with Todd Golden? Is he like going to be good? Like, is he going to be able to stay there, or is he going to get booted?
I
They
don't
haven't
think
really
so.
said anything.
I think something would have already happened if it was egregious enough to where he'd get fired. Yeah, I think those idiots haven't even fired Billy Napier yet. I think he could probably shoot somebody in broad daylight and still
Well,
be fine.
they can thank us for that with the football team.
I Man, if that's what they want to do, I know it's tangent, but like I don't understand. That's kind of how I feel about Stoops right now is why is it even in consideration?
Yeah, I don't know about Stoops. I just don't feel like he wants to be here anymore. And
No, he's
also, I want to get John Sternhold before someone else does, and it's too late.
That I mean, before he builds Tulane into a program, I mean, they're already looking way better than us as is. I mean, they could make the playoffs. I mean, gonna have a high bowl. Last I checked, they can make the playoffs. I'm not sure what they're doing now, but I mean, it's just that's a guy that we cannot miss the opportunity on. And I know, I mean, I saw a rumor that Brad White was rumored to be. I don't know if you saw this too, Taryn, but Brad White was rumored to be the next head coach if Stoops leaves.
Matt Jones said that about Brad White.
Brad White, okay, yeah.
I
So
would I wouldn't be excited about that at all.
it just doesn't it doesn't bring anything new to the table. I don't think.
Not that I don't think he'll do bad. I think he'll do fine, but I don't think it's an upgrade. I think it's like a step down from Stoops.
It's yeah, and when you have someone like Summerall as like I think grabbable as he is, consider I mean I think he would always consider us no matter what, even if he was like at Alabama or something. But like um I just think now's the time to maybe snatch that. I mean, you see programs like Indiana, Vanderbilt even having a better season than we are. They make these hires, and I mean, they're getting it done in 2 or 3 years, making higher level bowl games than I mean we've ever sniffed. So I just think it's time. Clean house. I
I
think
think at least keep
everyone's.
Brad White because I don't really, I wouldn't say he's ever really been the issue. We've always had good defense.
I think if we could retain him, definitely go for it. I mean, I'm sure Summerall would be more than elated if he came here to keep Brad White.
For sure.
I don't want Brad White as head coach though. I just feel like that would be like Mark Stoops, but like just not as good. And I feel like with John Summerall, like you revive the program and fans are going to be more hyped up than if you hired a Brad White.
I mean, and you see it with like the alumni's, right? Mark Pope comes in, has the program, I mean, has the fan base by the neck before a game is even played. Um, it it really puts you in a better position. And I think Summerall, I mean, he was already a standout here. He was a standout linebacker, if I'm correct. And coached here, raised his family here. I mean, there's always some reason to come back, but I I just feel like if we keep fiddling around with Stoops, Brad White, this revolving door of offensive coordinators, we're not going to get anywhere.
Logan Sack and Alabama aren't losing tonight.
Who's losing Bama?
Nobody is. That sucks.
Alabama's up by 17 in the first half.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, wow.
They're up 36-19 with 8 minutes to go in the first half.
A&M took it back against Southern. They're up 4 now.
I was trying to be different and I picked Illinois. It's not the call.
I was surprised they got ranked. I wasn't really impressed with anything they had done. But I guess Bama's making a statement that they're for real still.
Yeah. I guess I just overreacted on Bama, I think. I
Well, I
might have
mean,
judged too harshly.
they just didn't really look good. I mean, even in their first two games against the Stinkers,
That's what I thought.
I don't know if I'm wrong or not, but I don't
No, you're
remember them
not.
looking good.
They could have played much better, I think, in those opening couple games.
They
I
played
think
McNeese State, and that was a close game, but McNeese is really good. The other one, Arkansas State, they are picked second in the Sun Belt, but still way too close for comfort. Like they got to win those
yeah,
by 15.
at least.
Mhm.
I think a team that's really impressed me so far is Georgia.
Really.
I'm really liking them. I haven't seen a lot of coverage, I don't think, about them at all. But I mean, I've watched the FAU game. It's just a great team. I mean,
I mean, they beat North Florida too, and I mean that's not an easy win either. I mean,
that's what I
North
meant.
Florida's been
Yeah.
knocking off Power Five.
Yeah, that's what I meant. But like
Hopefully Marquette.
Yeah, they
It's,
played two ranked teams, I think, at the end
they
of the
beat
week.
Marquette. Whew. Yeah, they're definitely Mike
yeah.
White, just always gonna have a program, especially doing well in the regular season.
He doesn't have that stress he had in Florida. He can win 20 games and not be on the hot seat.
Yeah,
So
man, the Chioza days. Ooh, they
those are
were.
some tough teams to beat.
He had some good teams at Florida, but yeah, it's like similar funding without the pressure. So I'm sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's doing
definitely.
great. I know he was getting some decently profiled recruits too, which was pretty fun to see.
I think Aston Newell was the highest or second highest recruit they've ever gotten. Oh wait, you're talking about Mike White. Yeah, sorry. I'm all over the place. Aston Newell's their second highest recruit ever, I'm pretty sure. So he's recruiting really well.
Yeah. It wasn't he the high 4-star or whatever? I
He's
think
a
he
five
was.
star.
5-star? Jeez.
Yeah.
But yeah,
He's
he's
top
always
10.
had a little bit of a pool. I mean, they're definitely better than I think a lot of other teams for sure. I think they're definitely in the upper echelon of the conference with some of the big dogs.
Yeah, they definitely could be. They're the log jam in the middle.
Yeah. I would like to know who you guys think are like the upper tier of the SEC this year.
Well, so far what we've seen, I would still include Alabama, and I think they're kind of reproving that here tonight. Auburn, obviously. I think Kentucky, of course. Then Tennessee. I think those four are the solidified top four right now.
Trip, what you feeling?
Pretty much what he said. I don't know if like later on in the season, maybe John Calipari can and Arkansas can work their way up into the top five-ish, but right
Yeah,
now I don't think they're there. But everybody else, maybe Florida too. I think they can be really good. But I think what Hoop said, those top four are pretty much it right now.
those are the teams to beat. Yeah. Taryn, what you think?
Yeah, those four, but I really don't like Tennessee, so I want them to suck.
That's what I was kind of not the most like impressed with them, I think overall so far. I would definitely put Florida above them in that 4 spot, I think. Just because of I think the resiliency I've seen from Florida is really impressive. And I think I don't know how I feel about Tennessee's roster. I'm just not sure. I don't see anything special over there like they had last year. Zakai Ziegler looks, from what I've seen, pretty rough, at least turnover wise.
He had like a
Um,
9 turnovers against Louisville or something.
yeah, it's just it doesn't look like anything elite going on, but obviously it's Tennessee, you never know. They can always turn it on, but
Just
uh
don't see them being as good as last year because I mean they lost Dalton Connect of course. They replaced him with Chaz Lanier or however you pronounce it. But I just don't see Chaz getting to the level at all that Dalton Connect was on.
doesn't have the dominance. He doesn't draw the attention like Connect does. And I mean, you even see it in the NBA. I mean, he's tearing it up there too. Just an insanely talented player.
He had what, like
That
a 33-point game last night or something?
Yeah, and I think he hit like a clutch bucket, I think, but
Mm.
he's just crazy talent. And I think Lanier's great, but he's not gonna fill those shoes. And I think they might have actually expected him to fill those shoes a little bit more than I think was realistic. And I think it might bite them.
Dubar.
They do. He's just been injured. I think I heard he was taking warm-ups last game.
Yeah, that'll add something for him. Otherwise, I don't think it's a great sign that Ziegler's the leading scorer right now. Lanier is third.
Yeah.
It, it I just think that like the teams like Bama, Auburn, Florida, Kentucky are the teams to beat. They are
I
gonna be
mean,
the
those teams right there, I mean, they all have I feel like the most modern offenses in college basketball too, right now.
yeah, especially, I mean, us, Florida. I think even Bama, with the way they can kind of run and gun it, is really just it's definitely pushing the older stuff back. I think, which is the dominance it's showing.
Yeah, what's different about Auburn, they're running out old flex offense from the mid 2000s, and they're
Really,
winning with insane dominance.
I'm
They're
wondering if they're.
Colt Houston.
Oh shoot, but yeah, I'm wondering if just like they're not even showing their full hand yet. It could like, I mean, obviously you had Houston where you probably would have seen that, but other than that, I mean, they're beating these teams by 40, 50. It's kind of it's crazy. They're definitely the team to beat, I think, in college basketball in general.
Not trying to move on from the good part of Auburn, but what was that? The name of that one dude that was having bad body language on the court? Like they would make a three and he would just put his head down and
Ja'Kai
Oh,
Howard.
yeah, the guy in the corner. He was. looking grumpy.
Is he like still playing, or did they?
Yeah, he played in
What's
their
going
last
on with him?
game. So
That's it. That's gonna lay over into the season. Like I don't think that's something that's just gonna
Die.
disappear there. That problem is always gonna linger.
Yeah.
yeah, that'll always be like in the back of their minds, I think. At minimum.
Let's see how they like see how they come out in March. How that chemistry works out because you know how it's been for Cal the last few years with the chemistry.
Yeah.
Auburn
What
has
do you?
struggled. Sorry, go ahead, Steph. Sorry.
Oh no, you're good. I've been yapping the entire time. But I think when your team chemistry falls apart like that, it's just so hard as a coach. Like, I mean, you lose complete control, even if it's a little bit. Like driving that wedge between any of your players is going to have crucial effects because it's just going to cause a lot of ripples. And I'm surprised that Auburn incident didn't have more of a butterfly effect. We still
Oh,
might see that effect. Might I mean it is recent, but for now, I think they've just looked great. They play as a unit. Just I think that's what a lot of the best teams are doing right now. Is it's not necessarily the five stars. It's how well you build the rosters now, and it's kind of pushed to that, I think, in recent years.
yeah, definitely. The biggest thing with Auburn, they've struggled just as much, pretty much, as Kentucky the last 5 years in the tourney. Because 2022 they lost second round, 23 they lost second round last year, first round loss.
Didn't they
So I
lose to
think with
Yale?
them, they've been elite in the regular season. Let's see them do it in the postseason. So
Yeah, I think definitely very similar pressure that was on Cal is on Bruce right now, especially with that roster. I mean, if that thing doesn't make the Elite Eight, I don't know where you go from there because you don't really build much better rosters than that.
mhm.
They didn't do nothing
And
with an eye either.
yeah,
Mhm.
I I think it's definitely a lot of make or break seasons for a lot of different teams right now.
Sure.
I mean UNC, I think definitely big year, and
I
it's
mean,
not looking great.
Hubert Davis had that one tournament run. I mean, outside of that, he hasn't done that well,
Done
has he?
anything. Yeah, he hasn't done anything, and besides lose at home a lot, but it's just even like what I've seen from them. I mean, they don't look that good. They don't look great at all. And I think Florida is going to have their way with them. I think Duke's going to have their way with them. I think a lot of different teams in the ACC will have their way with them. I don't see them as a top three right now in that conference. I don't see anything special. I just see a lot of old players that aren't in a good system for how they play. I don't know. I also hate UNC, so I could be being a little harsh, but
I'm the
they
other
don't
way.
look.
I'm kind of high on UNC, so I guess
I
we'll
don't.
see who turns out right.
I just I watched the games and I'm like, this is the same problems that I've seen the last couple of years with UNC, other than the tournament run, of course. But even then, they had a couple blowout losses that year, I believe. It
Yeah.
I
it
mean, they lost
is.
to us by 29 when they made the tournament run.
I believe Duke also beat the brakes off them at one point. I could be wrong,
No,
but
they beat them by 20. I remember that.
it Hubert Davis has got a lot to prove this year. Uh, I would say Duke in a sense, maybe Shire on a
Absolutely.
less maybe on a less extreme than Davis right now, but he's got to do something with this team. If he wastes Cooper Flag, the narratives will be crazy, I think.
I mean, and then he's got the boozers next year.
Yeah, it just keeps
So
coming. I mean, he's got to pull a Final Four, I think, out of one of the next 2 years to kind of take that heat off.
Agreed. By the way, there's only like 5 minutes left
I'm
on the
watching it.
Zoom.
Yeah.
So if we want to talk about Kentucky anymore, we might want to start doing it.
We can start Kentucky talk and then we can wrap it up. We can start with some football talk for this weekend. We can get that out of the way. Uh Texas a lot, Kentucky not a lot. That's my prediction. We can go down the four and get scores, maybe a player of the game for either team, I think.
they're gonna run
What
it up. They're not gonna be afraid to run it up. I mean,
oh,
They're going to need to do it for their playoff resume.
we are cooked. Yeah, no, it's over. I mean, I don't know how hurt we are. I know we got Max back. I don't know if Theon and Berrien will play. If they don't, I'm not even it
Well,
might as
I
well
feel like
not
it'll be
block others.
similar. I feel like it'll be similar to the Tennessee game. I think we'll keep it competitive for three quarters and lose by like 15 or something like that.
That's kind of what I'm thinking is I see us hanging around, maybe getting a little bit of a scare, a little bit of a spook, as we've done with every other team this year.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
mean,
that's
even
been the weird thing about this team. I mean, we lost Georgia by one, beat Ole Miss by three, lost to Tennessee by 10. I mean, all
that's
close games against top teams.
yeah, I just think that's when it comes down to coaching. You got to be able to pull it. You got to be able to do it. If you're playing not to lose, you're gonna lose more than you win. I mean, I know Terrence made a bunch of posts about this, about how Stoops' home record is abysmal. I mean,
Like 2-12 in his last 14 or something.
I think it's worse now. I think it might be 1-13 now, but it just it's kind of frustrating when especially when you see other programs that used to be way below us doing a lot better than we are.
Yeah, I mean, the last SEC home win was against Florida on September 30th, 2023.
That's it's I I've been on the Fire Stoops train since Georgia of last season, personally. The pony up comments, I was done after that. Bring in the new age. I think a lot of people are starting to come around to that. Um, I just think with the track record that Barnhart has had recently, I think one, he gets too much hate. I think he's an insanely good athletic director, but I think sometimes maybe personal relationships can get in the way. But I mean, I don't think there's an AD out there that's perfect either. I mean, there's some really bad ones, and we have a guy who's hired. I mean, I think three could be three all-time coaches for each program: baseball, women's basketball, and obviously Pope.
Twice.
I,
Yeah, because here's some of the hires he's made. John Calipari, which he was fantastic his first decade. No one can deny
absolutely,
that.
absolutely.
Matt Mitchell had the women's program rolling, three
Got it.
elite
Yeah.
eights in 4 years.
Hmm.
Nick Mingione kind of started out rough, but Kentucky's baseball was one of the worst in the SEC all time. But he's rolling.
The transfer portal saved him with that.
It absolutely. Oh, it did insane. It was crazy what he did. I mean, as soon as that portal opened that one year, he got to work, and you could just tell the culture was a little bit different when he started that kind of like reload. That's another thing I give Mitch a lot of credit for. He stuck it out with baseball. I mean, he stuck it out with Mingione probably 2 years than anybody long, like 2 years longer than anybody wanted him to, right? Like, uh, there was there was definitely a lot of heat on him, and he came in and we what made the supers that one year, and then followed it up with what we had recently. So I just think a lot of programs are up, and yeah. Before we wrap it up, I think we can do some score predictions. So one for Texas, Kentucky, one for Jackson State, Kentucky. Hoops, you can start.
All right, at Texas, Kentucky, I'm back and forth on whether I think it'll be a blowout or a close game. I think I'll go in the middle. I'm thinking like Texas 34, Kentucky 17. I think we might manage a touchdown and two field goals.
Hmm.
That would be 13, 34-13.
All right.
And then
We got
Jackson
we got
State, we got to score 110 plus. They're terrible. I'll go
okay.
112-57.
Hoops, we got less than a minute. Make it fast.
I
Or
mean,
not hoops, trip. Sorry.
you're good.
Okay, for Texas, I'm gonna say Texas wins 34-20, and for basketball, I'm gonna say Kentucky wins 104-68.
Darren.
Football with Texas like 42 to 21 or something like that. And I got like 107 to 60 for Jackson
Okay.
State.
Hmm. And I think that will close it off. Boys, signing out. First Kentucky Bias podcast, I think was a hit. How are we feeling? I'm
Good.
thinking
Feeling
good.
great.